let's say you don't have the gifts that you have as far as being able to tap in at the level that you're at, is there something that we can do to be able to do that?
Yes, I call it the 3 E's, and it's how to evolve into a more awakened being. The first one is educate yourself, and that means watch videos like Alex's, watch the dozens of videos on my YouTube channel, have online courses, read other people's accounts of tapping into the afterlife, educate yourself as much as possible about the soul, who you are, metaphysics, which means beyond the physical, educate yourself. Number 2, experience for yourself expanded states of awareness. You are not only human, and that begins with sitting quietly or in the silence, or a practice of presence, or some kind of body work like yoga or Tai Chi. Start with my sip of the divine. Experience this expanded state yourself. And then the 3rd E is engage higher consciousness. All arises from one source, one mind, one presence of awareness, and then fragments itself into you and me and all that is, so you can engage any being at this level, psychic level, the mediumship level, or the master level. It's exciting. Like I said, like a genie in the bottle. How do you engage? Well, once you're in that experiential state of expanded states of awareness, you can set the intention to connect with higher beings, and then sit quietly and like a radar sense what's different here, what just shifted. Is somebody here? If you sense anything, engage it just like you would a person in a human body. Who is this? What personality do I feel here? What do you have to tell me? Engage. When you start getting answers that you know are not coming from your own mind, you start hearing words and getting information that have never entered your conscious or subconscious, then you begin to say, wait a minute, maybe this web of consciousness everybody's talking about is real. And you bet it is.
And there's also, we here on the physical plane, we look for things that we are familiar with, like words, but there's feeling that there's volumes of words in feeling that they can't express, especially like in a dream where you're dreaming about something and inherently, oh, it's this person is with me, even though I don't see that person, or this situation's there, but it's unspoken. So that's another kind of thing that you are able to connect with. And I love the question, like you look, I'm like, what am I feeling right now with this person? I think that's another experience. And I've said this on the show before, another experience that we all go through is energies of people. You walk into, you meet somebody and you just go, oh, I feel icky after I talk to that person. Or you walk into a room and you just like, something just went down here, even though it's quiet, there might've been an argument, there might've been something.
That's right.
You feel that is not words. So that's another way of connecting to that intuition. Is that fair?
Yes, that's right. And that sense, the clairsentience is feeling, claircognizance is when you just know, and you can have clairaudience when you start hearing thoughts of your own thoughts and other thoughts and higher thoughts. That all is what opens up the more you spend just a few minutes every day quieting the mind. You'll never completely quiet the mind, but you start to just notice your own thoughts that are repetitive, and you just let them go by and you're waiting for something new. And as you practice that, the peace you feel is tremendous. But then you notice that throughout the day, not just during those 3 moments, you know things more. You're feeling other people's energy more. And it's really a great way to live. It helps you in every aspect of your life, in your business life, your inner relationships with others, in knowing what decisions to make to stay in the state of flow rather than constantly hitting walls. Who wouldn't want to live like that?
Which brings me to another question I think we all go through. A lot of times we go after goals in life, right? We all want to, we want this, we want that. I'm from the mindset of that the universe is a good universe and it's there to guide you, and it guides you throughout life on where you need to be going. And we have free will. So we occasionally go off the reservation, and the universe is there to push you back on. And it starts with a nudge, then a push, then a punch, and then the car comes in and rams you and pushes you back in. And I've had that happen in my own life. when do you know that the wall that's in front of you is a way to get you back on your true path or an obstacle that you should just try to overcome?
That's a great question. And it's a combination of, first, you must be aware that you're hitting a wall. And many people aren't. They're just so goal oriented. You start to pay attention to your body. It will tell you this clenching in your gut, the tightness all over. That's the body's consciousness, and how higher consciousness often speaks to us to say, pay attention, there's a better way. Really, each person has a different pain threshold. So one person's wall may be higher and thicker than another's. So there's no pat answer for that part as far as when.
Right. Okay. But so
How much pain are you willing to suffer? That's the question.
right. Because I always wondered that. I'm like, well, maybe I've been going after this goal, but maybe that's just life's challenges or karma or something that's trying to, you have to get over it. But sometimes it's like, or is it just it's just real, like I want to be an astronaut. Let's say I want to be an astronaut. And all of a sudden I go down the astronaut route at my age right now. Mm-hmm. I got it in my head. I want to be an astronaut. There's going to be so many blocks.
That's right. Yeah, this is true. But the beautiful part, once you start meditating and realize you have a team of helpers, unseen helpers, call them guides, call them whatever you want, you learn you can actually ask them each time you hit a wall, before it becomes a really thick, high wall, hey, is there another way? What am I not seeing? What is the best choice for me now? You don't walk around like most people do and like just wonder, I don't know what's going wrong. I don't know why the heck this isn't working out for me. That's just random energy that goes nowhere. But feel the difference between that and I know I'm being guided. I know if I ask the question, I'll get an answer. So let me go into my heart. I'm directly asking whoever has the highest answer for me, what is it that's in my best interest? And you just ask that, and you may not hear a very clear answer. You don't need to. You'll be nudged. The right people will come into your life. You'll literally see it on a billboard because you asked. They'll get it to you in any way you need.
To watch the full video, click on the link below. And don't forget to subscribe.